What up, y'all? Heel Yankees fan here. Hashtag Heel Yankees fan. Alright? We'll get into that later. Alright? Hashtag Heel Nation. Okay? First, I want to give shout outs to 420 Goonie, Key Phones Everyone, aka The Outsider, H9 You Able Shoots, aka Masawa Tiller, aka Reggie Tiller. Shout outs to Divonified. Shout outs to Multimore 16. And shout out to my boy Sergeant Elam, alright? And shout out to Allah the Sandman. Link is in the description box. Go ahead and check his video on Chris Benoit. Alright. Now, Yankees fan is on super heel mode right now, but I do have to say this. Alright. I've recently rededicated my life to the Lord, and therefore I'm trying my best not to use cuss words and profanity in my everyday speech on Facebook, YouTube, etc. With that being said, this being, I suppose, the 6th-year anniversary of the death of Chris Benoit and his family, I only find it appropriate to say, fuck Chris Benoit. Alright? Forgive me, all my Christian friends. I know I'm not supposed to say things like that, being a Christian and all, but I do believe profanity is appropriate at certain times. Alright? Profanity, in my opinion, is appropriate to use when the situation calls for it. Okay? And in this situation, on his 6th-year anniversary, fuck Chris Benoit. Alright? And fuck Chris Benoit fans. Anyone who is still a Chris Benoit fan, who's a fan of the man, not just his wrestling character. Okay, I understand if you are still a fan of his wrestling and the things that he did. I'm still a fan of that. But all that shit is erased. Fuck it, I'm just gonna curse through this whole video. I don't really care. All that shit is erased. When he murdered his family, all of that was gone. Okay? He does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. All I've been hearing lately is Chris Benoit deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because of his wrestling ability and yada yada yada. First of all, do you think Vince McMahon would be stupid enough to open up that can of worms again to induct Chris Benoit into the Hall of Fame? Do you know what kind of media frenzy that would cause? They would eat him. They would eat Vince McMahon and WWE alive. Okay? Everybody wants to make this great argument about what Chris Benoit did for the business, what he did for the industry, what he did for WWE. Chris Benoit almost single-handedly took the industry down when he did what he did. When he murdered his wife, when he murdered his son, when he committed suicide. Alright? When he brought negative attention to the wrestling business, WWE and Vince McMahon in particular. Alright? All of these wrestlers that were using steroids behind the scenes and everything, all these wrestling deaths that were just going unanswered, finally started getting called out because of what Chris Benoit did. Alright, so these wrestlers couldn't use steroids where that they were before, like Candy. They couldn't do it. Alright, and a lot of them, that's their lifeblood. They feel that they need to use steroids because Vince likes big guys, and they need to stay in shape because they're constantly hurting themselves, and the steroids help repair their muscle tissue quicker. Alright? But they can't do it now the way they used to do it before. Alright? So Chris Benoit hurt a lot of wrestlers. He hurt the business by what he did. Alright? Aside from that, fuck Chris Benoit. I have a daughter. Anyone who murders their own child is trash. They're done. They are erased. There's nothing that can bring you back, in my eyes, that can bring you back to a positive light. Once you murder a child, let alone your own child. Alright, Daniel was about 7 or 8 years old, and this man thought it was appropriate to take his life and the life of his child's mother. And all you stupid wrestling marks can say is he was a great wrestler. It's a shame that his whole wrestling career has to be flushed down the toilet. All the history that the WWE has, all the footage that they have, has to be flushed down the toilet because of one incident. You idiots, you marks, you stupid children. And I don't care how old you are a stupid, stupid, dumbass child if this is how you think. Alright? You apparently don't have children of your own if this is how you think. What if Chris Benoit had murdered your wife? What if he had murdered your sister, your child, your nephew, your little brother? What if he had done this to your family? If he had wiped out your whole family, would you still be, oh, we want Chris Benoit? Would you still want Chris Benoit in the Hall of Fame? If he did this to you and your family, would you still want, no, it's not your family, so what do you care? He murdered an innocent child. He murdered an innocent woman. I don't care if that woman was kicking his ass. I don't care if, unless she was trying to kill him. I don't care if she was cussing him out. What was going on in the home? This man took 2 innocent lives. Alright? Stop trying to say Kevin Sullivan killed him. Stop trying to... What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? It's wrestling, stupid wrestling marks like you that put a negative light on the wrestling industry as a whole. It's people like you that make wrestling fans like us, smart wrestling fans, people who are dedicated to the industry. You make us look like clowns to the outside world. You make us look like idiots and assholes to the mainstream media. That's what you do. On this day, on the 6th year anniversary, or whatever it is of Chris Benoit's death, fuck Chris Benoit and fuck you stupid wrestling marks that want this man in the Hall of Fame and can forgive what he did. Fuck all of you. Heel Nation, you stupid bitches.